Have you figured out your niche? Are you helping adding value to other people's lives? Then you're in the right place. Welcome to Munira's Musings with your host, co-author of Conversations with Top Real Estate Investors Volume 3, Munira Zahabi.
Greetings from Chicago. This is Munira, your host for the show Munira's Musings. I welcome you. Thank you so much for being here. I know you can watch anything on the internet, but thank you for tuning in for Munira's Musings. We are in luck because we have a veteran, a volunteer, a leader, and what else was that? A veteran, a leader, a speaker, and a volunteer here with us, all the way from Pakistan. Thank you, Ali, for being here. Ali, can you hear me?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you for being here. Before we dive in, I wanted to share a little bit about who I am and what Munira's Musing is. So I am Munira Zahabi. I am the niche navigator. I help business entrepreneurs and coaches find their niche. There's a lot of people out there who are unhappy with what they are doing right now, and they want to do something else, but they don't know what to do and how to do it. I'm the person that helps you. Munira's Musings came about because there's people out there who need to be promoted and exposed. And I do that just so that I can understand what they are doing and how they are doing it. The thing is, there's a lot of people who are doing cool stuff. Many of us, we don't know what they're doing. So this is my way of bringing them to light to see how other people can make use of the services the person that I'm interviewing offers. Well, enough about that. Let's talk to Ali. Hi, Ali. Thank you
Hi,
again
Munira.
for my show. Where in Pakistan are you?
Well, I'm in Lahore. And first of all, I would like to thank you to inviting me on your show. And I have been watching you for some time now. And it's really inspiring to see your videos.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm from Pakistan, as you have already told, and I'm in the second biggest city of Pakistan. It's called Lahore. So my background is like that. I was in military. I was a military officer here, and I stayed in military for a good 20 years. And just recently, I have taken retirement from the army. So now I'm here working as a coach, as a leadership coach, most basically.
So you're an entrepreneur, just like I am.
Yes, exactly. Yes, I'm an entrepreneur, and I have actually in entrepreneurship, I have done a few businesses of mine, and like if I count them, these are 4 businesses. One did really well. I sold that in profit. One didn't do well at all, and the other 2, they were just um, in between. So I just don't want to uh, rule them in my profit or loss thing. That just goes
So you
in
made
the 0-0.
came out even.
Yeah, that's just those were just even. Yeah, that's just break even at that in those businesses.
Okay, so you have a business entrepreneur mind, and you have the business. You have your career as a officer in the army. So take us to why did you retire at this time? I mean, Pakistan is politically very active. So, I mean, is that something that you chose to do because you wanted to start your business, or can you share that a little bit with us?
Yeah, there were, Munira, 2 reasons for that. First was almost the same which you have just said, that I wanted to start something of my own, and I was thinking for a long time about it. And the main reason which due to which I took retirement was that last year in February in 2017, um I was diagnosed with a blood cancer. And the thing was that 3 years prior to that, in 2014, my daughter, she also died of cancer. She was also having cancer, and she was going all through these chemotherapies and all that stuff, but her cancer relapsed. So at the age of 3, she died. So that was a very tough situation for me and my family, my wife. We also have an elder daughter. She's 10 years old now. So at that time, what we did, my wife, she's a very mentally strong woman, so she also supported me. We were like supporting each other at that time. So what we did at that time, we started a non-profit organization, and what we did was that we started helping poor children who were affected by this cancer. The thing was that once we got to go to the oncologist, the peds oncologist. Over there, we saw people coming from far off places, because in even Pakistan, the cancer hospitals are very few over here, and people from the rural areas, they have to come to cities like Lahore or Karachi, Islamabad, Peshawar to get these treatments. So what we saw over there was that there were parents who were suffering equally with their children. First, they had those stresses from their due to the ongoing chemotherapies of their children. Secondly, they have to plan their stay. They have to stay 3 4 days for all the process to complete. So that was a really painful experience, especially for someone belonging to a poor family who cannot afford to buy food or buy living. So what we did was, after the death of our child, we started a non-profit, and there were some people who helped us in that, and we started helping these children in especially those parents to find a place to live. We got we got some agreements with some landlords who could give those a place to stay to those people. So that's how it all started, and um, then it's all a history. And 3 years after that, I was diagnosed. So luckily, I'm in a stage. It's called wait and watch. So I don't have to pass through the chemotherapy right now. Yeah,
Okay.
but I'm still fighting it, and once I got diagnosed, now this should be the end of my military life, and I should start living another life. I should. So that's how I ended up finishing up my military life and
Well,
starting up with this.
thank you so much for sharing. I didn't want to, I didn't know this, otherwise I wouldn't have asked, but thank you again so much for sharing. I'm so sorry about your daughter. Um,
Yeah,
but what has come out of that is become a very noble cause. And that's what you said was volunteer for the cancer patients, right?
yes,
And
exactly.
you know, what you're doing is very awesome. I have a niece, we lost her last year to leukemia as well in Spain.
Hmm.
And so I know what the suffering is because she was only 5 years old.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, I feel your pain, you
Yeah,
know.
I totally understand. Thank you for that. Thank you for your kind
So
words.
you've become, you've reinvented yourself. So from the army, now you are coaching plus the volunteering. So tell me about your coaching and your speaking. What do you speak about and why is that a passion of yours?
So right now I have two purposes of my speaking gigs. One is to spread this cancer awareness among people, and second thing is that I speak on my niche topic, that is the leadership. So I have been through this leadership training due to my career, due to my experience, and at the same time, I did my master's in engineering management. And during my master's, my thesis was also on transformational leadership. So I have done a lot of research, plus my experience. This makes me a good person to be talking about leadership. And and secondly, what is my another, this at the same time I do side by side is I talk about the cancer awareness among people. Uh, you know, every person in this world, they have this cancer genes in them, but you don't know when this genes comes up and shows. It could be any type of cancer. So people can never, the doctors, they can never be sure about what's the reason for your cancer. Like if I talk about myself, I have led a very healthy life. I don't drink soda drinks. I don't drink them. I I don't smoke. I have never smoked a cigarette in my life. No drugs, no nothing like that. But I am a perfectly healthy person, not obese, nothing like that. So I was like I was so I was found cancer. How do you say that? I was diagnosed with cancer. So thing is that what I tell people who, and I want to tell your audience also, that the most important thing is that every year, once in a year at least, try to get your complete medical checkup for you and your family. If someone asks me what one tip you want to give, this is my tip for your health. Once in a year, you should go have your blood check and have your full body scan through the doctor, so you should know how you are doing. That is really helpful. And the another thing, which is that I always talk about, is the junk food we are eating on daily basis. So that's why it's called junk food, because we are putting junk in our body. So the body sometimes respond to that, and it comes up with different diseases, and cancer is one of them.
You talk, you know, you hit a chord home, because I am dealing with issues at home as well. My husband's, you know, illness, and it's like we are at the doctor's office. It's not cancer, but it's diabetes. And you know, most people, they say I'm borderline diabetes, and I tell them you're not. It's you that have it or you don't.
Right.
So if you're in that gray area, you need to take care of yourself and prevent it, because it's a disease that I am now dealing with, and I'm frustrated and angry that it's happening to me. But I need to change the attitude. So
Exactly.
that's a good segue, because you've seen this leukemia take your daughter. Now you've have it, and I don't know if you're in remission or anything, but if how do you then keep such a positive attitude?
Well, that's not a difficult thing to do. A positive attitude comes naturally. You have to be exercising a lot. You have to be eating healthy. You have to, the main thing is that you have to spend more time with your family, and at the same time, you have to spend time on yourself also. So, in this almost 2 years from my diagnosis, I have never ever thought about my cancer. Like, I don't take it in my, I never took it on my mind that, oh, I'm having cancer. I'm a patient. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. So that's just one thing. I've just kept that thing separated, um, and that has helped me a lot. I have changed my eating habits. I have switched to. I have tried different diets also. I have tried Palilio's diet, the ketogenic diet. And right now, the best thing is that you eat healthy. That's the best thing you could do. That would keep your mood happy. You do a walk. You do some exercise daily. I go out to gym. In the summers, I go for swimming. So that helps me keep my mood. I give time to my family. I give time to my kids. Oh, so after the death of my daughter, I was blessed with another daughter. She's 3 years old now, and I have two daughters right now. So I try to spend time with them. They are really a gem in my life.
No, that, you know what? I love the fact that your attitude is your gratitude. Yeah. Because every day you spend, every moment you have with your family is something that's so to be cherished, right? Memories. You're building memories, which is awesome. Talk to me about your leadership. When you talk about transformational leadership, who is your audience? What do you talk about? Transformational leadership is a very large subject, and everybody, I feel everybody doesn't want to become a leader. So, what do you tell people there, and what is your core message?
So, my basic audience, um, generally, I started with the students of the universities, and but now I have, with the help of my we few friends, we have formed a company. It's based in Islamabad, so we deliver such things on a proper platform. So, what we do is that we can let me address about the follower thing first. So to address that thing, every person, whether it's in your home or it's in your office, he is leader of someone. Even if you are at home, you are not working at all, you are the leader of the home. You have to take care of your children, your grandchildren's, and so you are the leaders. People are looking up to you. And same thing is with every person on this world. So every person by default has to be a leader. He has to either be a leader of his family or of her family. It's not that you are always a follower. You may be a follower in some aspects. Maybe in office, you are not at such a position in which you are able to command, but at the same time, you have your colleagues with you. So you could be a leader among them. It's the leader. Basically, we have a very wrong concept about the leaders. Leader is not that the one who is giving you commands. Leader is the one who is leading by example. Leader is the one with whom people feel comfortable with. They like to talk about their daily stuff. They like to talk about their family stuff with them. They are open with them. So those are the real leaders, and people like to follow you. You don't make them obey you. The people start following you with their heart. So that's how a leader is formed. And even if a president of a country, maybe he's also a follower of something, maybe he's follower of some religious sect, or maybe he's follower of some other things. So there, no one, you can't say that everyone is a follower, everyone is a leader.
Okay, so what you're saying is that even though you don't know it, you're still a leader.
Exactly.
But you can be in different stages, because you could be a leader at home, but a follower at work, or vice versa.
Exactly.
That's an awesome point. It's a very different light you're shedding.
So basically, it's like you have talked earlier about the attitude and the gratitude thing. It's all about your attitude. How do you take things in your life? So the other day I was reading a study, a medical research, that almost 20 to 35% in USA, people are passing through the stress syndrome, or they go to the psychiatrist regularly. So that is another thing which a leadership can help. A good leader can help. He can help you out of your stress. He can pull you out of the stress if the leader is that, and that's where the transformational leadership comes in. So the basic concept of transformational leadership is that if I am standing at a point and I'm commanding something, I'm giving orders to someone, but at the same time I'm preparing my colleagues, I'm preparing my juniors, the people under me, I'm preparing them to be able to one day stand in this place. So that's the basic concept of the transformational leadership, that you prepare people to come and stand at your place, and they just don't stand at that place. They prepare their colleagues and the juniors to stand at their place. So it's a constant cycle that's running. That you prepare people to come and stand at your place.
Okay. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
No, but that, you know, you bring a different perspective. So when we think of leaders, we think of somebody who is a CEO, president of a country, somebody who is a religious leader, somebody who is leading a large group of people. But we never thought of the fact that, you know, you could be a leader just leading one person, right? And,
Exactly.
and you make a good point, because then the medical journal or what journal that you read was, the point is that there is a lot of people who are stressed out. And that's where my job comes in, because 95% of the people, I mean, the other day I heard about a study that was conducted, 81% of the people are not happy with their jobs. Now, everybody cannot become an entrepreneur. The world would stop, because you need people to work at a job. But the thing is, how do you find the thing that suits you best, right? And we often tend to find a job that's going to be like the plug-in system for now. It's like, it's a Band-Aid system that I need the money right now, I need the benefits, I need to be here. However, let me just take this job until I find something else. And then years happen, you're not happy where you are, but you never even took the first step to find it. So I like the fact that you're bringing up the leadership, but I think I'm going to take that one step forward and say, you are the leader of yourself. So if you become the leader of yourself, you can lead effectively other people. Do you agree?
Totally agree with you. And becoming leader of oneself is one thing that you keep yourself motivated, and that's the positive attitude of which you talked about earlier, which you keep in yourself all the time. And talking about jobs, so I always talk to the people, to the students in universities. Uh, my basic point, which I'm against them, is that our teaching system, our education system, it doesn't teach the kids or even the students at the university levels to be to manage money. They don't tell them how to reinvest their funds, how to do these things. So they are only preparing people to do jobs. That's why you
The
see a
fun,
very
right? The people who created this whole industry was like, I'm going to be rich, you're going to be rich, you're going to have people come work for us. And that cycle has continued.
yes, totally agree with you. But you know what? USA is the country with the largest strength of entrepreneur right now. Sorry. So, so the trend is changing. Yeah, it's starting from USA, and then it's coming down to other countries as well. So the most of the entrepreneurs are from USA in the world right now. So that's a very positive step right now. And you would be astonished to hear that which country comes second in the list. It's Israel. So this,
Oh,
yeah. So you might be knowing about the app Waze, which Google Maps acquired last year. The app Waze, it was created in Israel. So the basic guy who built it is an Israeli. So so I have come up with this vision with my friend, is that by year 2030 we want to make Pakistan one of the leading entrepreneur countries in the world, and that's what we are also working on that also.
it has. I mean, it has its share of entrepreneurs. It's just not leading, right? I haven't been to Pakistan, but I know of a lot of people in Pakistan who all of them have their own businesses. Very rarely do you find people working. You know, most of them have some sort of business, and they're looking for more ways to make money. You know, and I always am proud that this is something that this country can bring. I mean, it's not only with the Pakistanis, but also the Indians do that.
Yes.
And, you know, the fact is that they don't want to work for anybody else. And from what I'm hearing, Pakistan has a certain protocol on timings that they follow, right? So they have a late breakfast and then they're up late. And so it's not like 8 o'clock you're at a job. I don't know. So can you shed some light about that?
You're totally right. You know, once whenever I'm in USA, me and my family, so the culture over here is pretty different. It's totally different from USA. So people, the first thing which is the most shocking for us if we come to USA is that all the shops they are closed by 6 o'clock, and all the restaurants are closed by 9 o'clock in USA. Mostly we go to Georgia and Atlanta. So there are certain cities like New York where you can find restaurants even late at night. But generally in USA and in Europe also, all the shops are closed by 6 o'clock. That's the biggest shock once you come from Pakistan to USA. So the things are different here in Pakistan. Uh, since the days are very hot over here, so people don't go out except for the people who are doing job or going to school, universities. So most of our shoppings we do it late at night. So restaurants here they are open till midnight, and shops they are open till 11 p.m. So that's the basic contradiction about the timings. But the morning time is the same. But the morning time is the same. We wake up early. Like once I was in military, I used to wake up for my physical training. I have to join my troops over there, and I came back. I changed my uniform, and by 8 o'clock I was in my office. Maximum 8:30, you can say. And the corporate jobs over here, people who are working in the other civilian departments, the time starts at 9 o'clock. So from 9 to 5 or 9 to 6, they are doing their jobs.
So,
So
each country is different, but, that just came to mind. I mean, it has nothing to do with our product, but, I like the fact that you're sharing that what you shared with us today was, take care of your health, go to a physical every year, make sure that you are up to date with that. That's number one. Number two is you are a leader, whether you are at home or not. You could be the leader of yourself or your family, whichever comes first, right? Leave us with another tip that people can use.
okay, so you've talked about people who are doing jobs and not happy. 80%, more than 80% of the people came up with this answer. So when I confront such people here in Pakistan, I just ask them one thing, that what are you doing good for your company? They would come up with some certain answers that, okay, I do job for 8 hours and do this for, I have done this for my company, I have done this for my company. Then I say that, what are you doing to improve yourself? So the basic, then they are all blank. So most of the people, they are blank. So the basic difference which creates between happy and unhappy people from their job is that the people, they are not investing on themselves, they are not improving their skills, they are not improving their relations, they are just focused on their boss, their immediate boss. They say that, okay, our boss is rude, he don't say thank you, he don't say please, he's a bad guy, we are not working with him, we are not comfortable working with him. But they should understand that the same guy, the same boss, he has passed through the same cycle. And if you try to improve yourself, one day you'll be at his position. Then you don't behave like him once people are under you working for you. So that's a thing that it all again comes up to your attitude, uh, how you behave in an office environment. Just don't take these are all stresses which you take on yourself. Don't take too much stress. I'm a good example in front of all of you that um, despite of my diagnosis, I go to exercise regularly. I have left my work, but I'm doing other jobs also. I'm doing some non-profit volunteer work. There is a school over here who treats orphanage. who like orphanage. It's an orphanage school, so I go there. I talk to the kids over there. A few of them want to come into army. They are taking tips from me. Few of them want career counseling, so I'm giving them that. So that's my another message for you all, that try to spend some time on meditation. Try to spend some time with those who are not as blessed as you are. You'll feel very grateful. You'll feel blessed.
You know, you bring a good point, and thank you so much for sharing that, because you know what, regardless of what's happening, the turmoil, the war that's going on between you, inside of you, what you want to do is share positivity, spread the positivity and change your attitude, because that's going to help, right? And I like that so much, because I've seen volunteering help a lot of people, and they,
Exactly.
it keeps them busy, and they're doing something with their time, which most people don't have, and they're always complaining that I don't have time. So I like that fact, that go and help and then change somebody, create a positive change. I use a hashtag called reinvent yourself and break the mold. I think this applies here is, take action right now and then change yourself. That's number one,
Yeah.
for the better, invest in yourself to become a better person. That's what I'm trying to say. And once you do that, the positiveness or the attitude is going to change you to become a better person, so that you can reflect that light within yourself to somebody else.
Spot on, Munira. Yeah, you're right in that. And another thing which I also always like stress, which I always insist, is that take care of yourself. Spend some time with yourself. Eat healthy foods. Go outside. Maybe for a 10-minute walk. Just go to the nature. Just feel the greenery of the nature. It would help you a lot.
It's hard to do that right now in Chicago because it's raining crazy. But I know what you're saying. I mean, I'm laughing, but I know what you're saying. I see people even in the snowy weather take their dogs out, and it allows them. I had one lady I met the other day, and she goes, I bought a dog because it allows me to walk half an hour twice a day. So I needed that to happen. I don't know if it works for you. Maybe people can get a dog. I'm scared of dogs, so I can't do that. But I garden, I go out and I rake the leaves, and it's a beautiful season right now because everything's turning red, orange, yellow, and it's just beautiful.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate you being on my show, and we will keep in touch. I want to know how your volunteering efforts are going. Do you take donations? How do people find you?
Oh, I have a Facebook page for my nonprofit organization, and I have recently built my own page about my the leadership and all blogging that self. So my website is under progress. So yeah, donation. We accept donations. I'll share you the link of my the Facebook page with you, and you can then later on share with that. There are different ways through which people can donate to our cause.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much again. I'm honored and humbled to have you on my show. There you have it, folks. You know what? Regardless of what life throws at you, keep a positive attitude. You are a leader of yourself and your family. Regardless of where you are in life, if you take charge and become a leader, you will become a positive person. And to do that, you have to invest in yourself. Just take some time, meditate, go out on a walk, and just take time for yourself. You need that 15 minutes in a day just to declutter your mind and meditate, right? If you
Right.
use that, right? And so if you want to connect with Ali, he's going to leave a link for his page also after this video is done. So if you want to donate, it's not something you have to, but he's doing a very noble cause for people in another country, in Pakistan, where people are really in need of health services in that area. Thank you again, Ali. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Munira. Thank you for bringing me here.
All right. Bye, people. Have a good day.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Munira's Musings with your host, Munira Zahabi. If you enjoyed our show, please share and subscribe to this channel. And for more content, please join our Facebook group called Navigate to Your Niche.